How we explore this practice is what makes the difference between going through the motions, maintaining our patterns, and actually creating change for ourselves. So, here are my top 5 tips of approaches that help us to release tension, restore function, and create that change long term. So, my first approach that really underpins this practice is awareness. Moving, exploring, and feeling with awareness is absolutely key to creating the long-term change that you're seeking. Secondly, curiosity. Bringing in your curiosity really helps to supercharge your ability to learn. When we are curious, we're open to explore. We move out of the mindset of trying to fix or judge or am I doing this right or wrong? And we start to open up to creating change, to experiencing difference. So awareness, curiosity. And with that, coming to your practice with a beginner's mindset. And this is going to be really helpful for those of you that have had a somatic movement practice for a while. We can find ourselves habituating our practice, repeating the same patterns rather than creating change and newness. So, really bringing in that beginner's mindset, and that feeds off our curiosity. When we're curious, we start to open up to all the possibilities rather than stay stuck with what we've previously learned and reduce our opportunities for change. And then, whatever we experience through this awareness, this being curious and exploring as if we're exploring for the first time, can you allow and accept whatever is showing up for you in that moment? And your curiosity is really going to help you with that. Notice if you step into any judgment, if you start to bring stories into what you're sensing and experiencing in that moment. Could you allow and accept whatever is showing up for you? As soon as we're able to be aware of and feel what is actually taking place, it is from there that we then create an environment, an opportunity to change. So notice where you might be resisting something, resisting a feeling. If so, could you recognize and accept that that's what you're experiencing right now? Actually, this is something I don't want to explore. This is something I feel frustrated with. Rather than trying to change what is, could you bring in that allowing and accepting what is? And to help us with that is my final suggestion for our approach here, and that's compassion. Through this practice, we're exploring subconscious patterns, deeply rooted patterns that we may have been carrying for decades. When we approach our felt sense, ourselves, with compassion, it takes away the judgment. It creates softness. And this is what we're intending through our practice, to release the tension that can accumulate through judgment, that can accumulate through those feelings of not being good enough, through low self-esteem, through trying to do better, through trying to perfect or do things right. When we bring in our compassion, we're moving away from judgment and we're moving into experiencing ourselves with softness and with kindness. And from a muscle function and a muscle tension perspective, when we approach and explore ourselves with compassion, there is a softness to that. There is an ease to that. There is a tension when we bring in judgment, when we berate ourselves, when we feel we're not working hard enough or doing good enough. And from a muscular point of view, there is a tension within our muscles when we come and experience ourselves in that place, when we approach our practice in that place. So, compassion is such a key part of this. And when we are kind and soft with ourselves, even where we might be confused or frustrated through our practice because we're exploring the subconscious, what is unknown, when we are compassionate with ourselves, it really helps us to be curious, to be open-minded, to learn, to be aware. So they are my top 5 suggestions of how to approach an effective practice, how to help ourselves create more freedom, reconnect with ourselves, peel away these layers of lived experiences that may have accumulated and hidden our true sense. Our 5 really effective approaches are awareness, curiosity, beginner's mindset, allowing or accepting, and compassion. If you do not know me, I'm Karen. I'm founder of Somatic Habit, and I teach through somatic movement and the context in which we live how we can restore more joy, more ease, more freedom in how we live.